And welcome back. We are taking a little break from the Cube Crowd stuff that I've been showing you, and I'm back in the world, the single player world. We need a name for this world: Jungle Town, Jungle World, Jungleville, Junglecraft. I don't know, something. Anyway, today I wanted to. I've been busy here. I've been doing a lot of work. Haven't showed you yet, but I will today. And what I'm doing right now is I'm making a nether tunnel to get me easier access to the mushroom island that we found a couple days ago. So I looked at the coordinates for the island here, and then divided them by 8, got negative 12 and 194. And if you look at the coordinates here, the XYZ negative 15, I just pointed to the screen. That doesn't do you guys any good. Um, but yeah, you can see I'm pretty close. I moved it a little bit just to accommodate the nether portal with the netherrack, so I didn't have to build it another level lower. It doesn't really matter, but just wanted to get a quick passage to the island. And here's the moment of truth. Hopefully math worked, and we should be, I don't know if we'll be on the map here, but we'll be close. Cows? Hey, there we go. And for a second, I was nervous because it was nighttime, but we're on yeah, there I am on the bottom corner of the map there. But we're on a mushroom island, so we're fine. It's totally safe. And I landed up on top of a mushroom. So, yeah, I was here to collect some of these mushroom blocks. You can use these blocks now as a building block. The stems stay this nice white texture. So I wanted to use these, I think, with the new kelp blocks. So I'm just here to collect a bunch of blocks. I'm not sure about these brown mushroom blocks. Might use those somewhere else. Used to be able to use them as a fuel source, but not anymore. But I'm mostly here for these stem blocks, which I think are pretty nice. So I'm going to do some collecting here, and then head back into the portal, and I'll be able to show you some of the other stuff that I've been working on. But I just wanted to kind of show you the nether portal creation moment, because that's always kind of fun to see if your math worked. And yeah, it's got it again. So yeah, gonna just do some collection, maybe say hi to some cows and collect some leather from them, maybe, if you don't mind. So I might do some of that, and I will be back. Okay, and just coming home now, I decided to take a boat home to fill in a bit of the map in between the Mushroom Island and Spawn. And I'm glad I did, because I ran into a little island. You can see there on the map behind me, there's a little island there. And on that island were some sheep. And so I am now carrying a sheep back to start again with some wool and some sheep breeding. I think I will bring them this time to the northern base, or the mountain base that we've been doing a little bit more work on, and that will give me an opportunity to show you the extra work I've been doing. Just a lot of digging, and primarily just leveling out some areas to do future builds, but I will show you when we get there. Okay, just making it home. You can see the tower that I first stood up on to check the place out, and from first glance can't see too much. You can see the blue coral, which I went and collected. That's probably the most obvious thing. And then as we dock here, I'm just going to leave the sheep in the boat. Hopefully he'll stay put. He should. I've bred a few turtles, so I have 4 turtles so far. But and then I've the most significant thing, I think, is this little bubble column that I built up here, which leads from the very bottom up to the top, where I built better storage. Yeah, and I'm gonna sleep just so we don't get bothered. But we should be safe up here for a while. I did a lot of torch placement down here. I should have left it night for a second. Done a lot of torch placement, and cleared out some spaces. Kind of have a lot of planning to do now. This is another bubble column which would help me get down here, back up to the top. And I made it out of coral, which is kind of neat. The outside is coral and it stays safe, or stays alive because of the water on the inside, obviously. So remember, the coral has to stay wet in order to stay alive, just like in real life. And then I built a little furnace array over here with space for three furnaces to go. That's you put the things that you want cooked in here, you put the fuel in the back, and then all the cooked things come out the bottom. And I can collect these empty buckets to fill up with lava when I want to. And speaking of, I'll show you how I do that. It's quick and easy. I built a drop shaft, all the way to the bottom. And this is the mining sort of hub. And what I've done is I've dug tunnels way out that way, and way out that way, and way out that way, all four directions, way out that way. And picture us being in the middle of a square. And so what I've done is at the end of each of those tunnels, I've dug a tunnel all the way to that direction. And then from here, I dug a tunnel all the way from the end all the way out to that direction to meet in a corner. And then I'll be able to make a grid sort of sectioning off the area, and give me a good sort of central place to come back to. Eventually, I think what I'll do is create a way to drop some items, because I could take any of this stuff that I've collected down here. Of course, now I have full bags, but say, for instance, here, I'll take the diamonds that I've collected down here. Yeah, I've done some more digging, obviously, to create this. But if I stand right here, I think if I throw these diamonds up the water stream, I'll follow them up. See who makes it to the top first. Hopefully they won't get stuck along the way. Yeah, here they are waiting for me. Doop. So you saw those popped right back in. But yeah, this bubble column works for items too. So if I wanted to, and I think I do want to, I could create a bubble column for items which would feed into a sorting system. And this chest array that I have here is great for capacity. You know, obviously a bunch of double chests can hold a lot, but it doesn't do any sorting. And every single time I come back, I generally have some sand and some cobble and some stone and some dirt, maybe some wood out there that I've collected. And it would be nice to have a little sorting system, at very least for the items that I get large quantities of all the time. They're like really common stuff. Yeah. And then the rarer stuff I could have just maybe manual chests for. It's not that big of a deal. And then over here, this is where I was just starting to do some actual work. I was going to make a kelp farm along this wall here, and started placing some pistons, and I have a turtle supervising. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 6 rows of pistons and observers. As a matter of fact, why don't I show you my plans in creative? Okay, so here we are on the creative world that I've showed you before. But what this is these rows of a block, just to give the kelp, the base, some room. Then there's a piston, which would do the harvesting. And then these are observer blocks, which are constantly looking in this block for any change. And if there is a change, it will send a little redstone signal that instantly gets carried down. I'll show you in the back. But that activates this piston, which breaks the second block. So essentially as soon as the kelp grows to be 3 blocks tall, it will get broken. And then it'll get a chance to grow 3 tall again. And that's happening for each one of these. Ooh, yeah, see, it just happened over here. I missed it. Maybe if I step back, we'll be able to see it happen. But then the kelp will float up to the top slowly. And then there's a water stream at the top. You'll see them fall down there. And then there's a water stream at the bottom collecting it all. And this will just harvest. It happened again and I missed it. It'll happen along here one of these days. Yeah, this will just keep harvesting. I don't have to do a thing. I could set up a fish farm at the same time and go to sleep overnight and come back and have chests full of kelp. And that's obviously one of the building blocks I want to work with. And once we get this rolling, that kelp block also can be used as a fuel source. So I won't have to worry about doing the up and down lava trips anymore. I can have this system kind of feeding itself, cooking the blocks or cooking the kelp down to make blocks, which makes fuel to cook more kelp to make more blocks to make more fuel. Yeah, anyway, you get the idea. So that's the idea. And I just have to build this I missed it again, of course. Have to build this in survival along, and I thought that that little hillside was a good place to do it. Now, if I can sneak out of here, I can show you the back of this. Very simple. It's just a row of redstone powering these blocks. So when the observer gets fired, it lights up this dust, which powers that block, which instantly works on that piston. Pretty simple. And then the water stream on the top is flowing over the edge, and so the items fall down into that water stream. So yeah, that's the idea. And now to make it in survival. Okay, so back in survival, and this is where that farm is going to go. You can see I've sort of marked it out with these dirt blocks leveling 3 blocks up, and that's where it'll go. So that's the plan over here, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do over here. I was thinking I might do a fishing hut over here. For some reason, I have an idea of facing west for fishing. I have no idea why I think that should be a thing, although it would be nice to have it maybe facing east into this little cove here. Wherever I do the fishing, I'm going to want to have it have enough room for a sorting system and then some storage for the enchanting books, which also sort of might make sense to make the enchanting area near where the fishing hut is. So yeah, definitely have a lot of work to do. I've just been kind of planning out. Maybe this will be where the potions are. That's definitely on the list. Yeah, lots of things on the list. I haven't actually made a list. First thing on the list, make a list. A lot of things to do. I'm also really missing having shulker boxes and elytra. I mean, how nice would it be to just jump right off here? I could just jump like that. Oh, I just jumped like that. Haha. Yeah, that's my little water slide there. But yeah, I want elytra so I can fly around. So I need to do more ender pearl farming to do that. I'd also like to breed these turtles up. We saw them briefly, but it was nighttime, so I was in a hurry. The way you get their shells is by breeding them and then waiting around for their for the babies to grow up to the point where you can where they need a new shell and they leave their little baby shell behind. It's called a scute. So I think I'm saying that right. Scute. And what I'm gathering here is some seagrass. This is what you can breed the turtles with. I'll show you that real quick. And they will start digging in the sand. Maybe I can get these guys here. Yeah, it's kind of fun. A little fun animation. They dig in the sand and make some new eggs. Definitely a fun addition. I wish the shells were more useful, to be honest. Once you have respiration, I have respiration 3 and aqua affinity on my helmet, and I can go underwater for a good long time. Barely have to think about it. It's usually longer than I need to be underwater all at one time. So I think I will leave it here. Just wanted to update you on some of the progress from here. Just a lot more planning, essentially. Did do another section of the tree farm, which I've been spending some time at. Gives us a little bit more raw materials to use. And Other than that, just a lot of mining. You saw the work I've been doing underground. I was needing diamonds, and now I have I made a chest plate, and just need to make pants, and but have plenty of diamonds for that. So I never like feeling like I'm running out of diamonds. Also, only have mending on one pick so far. So mending is definitely an issue. I've been having to repair these the old-fashioned way using actual diamonds. So I need mending. But fishing would help with that. And then there's also a couple of villages that I found that I could drag some villagers back over from that. But I think I'm going to leave it there. Eventually, I'm going to go back and get a friend for that sheep, and we can start breeding up some sheep. Yeah. And anyway, I hope you had a wonderful day. And until next time, be well, and I'll see you then. Bye.